Hi beautiful friends, and welcome to today's video. I am gonna try something a little bit different. We're gonna do a little bit more of a vlog style. Come with me, knit with me, and finish up the orchid bloom pullover together. I am so close to having it finished, and I'm gonna show you what's going on with that project. But before I do, I think I'm gonna set up and knit out in the garden today, and I wanted to show you just how gorgeous the fall garden is here. So we still have some cosmos that are standing. We have lots of zinnias, our huge squash and pumpkin patch, all the broom corn. I'm gonna get to knitting while I sit here and enjoy watching my husband finish this chicken coop today. The sleeve for the orchid pullover is coming together. I am a third of the way through the lace chart. I did start to get a little bit lost and just felt like I had been sitting and knitting and not doing anything else for long enough. I think I sat and got that much done. Well, I also had to rip back and adjust for stitch count. 10 rows of stockinette plus a third of the sleeve lace chart in about 3 hours is probably what I spent sitting outside knitting. Okay, you guys, here we are pre-blocking. It's a little bit snug. It's a little more snug than I anticipated, but it looks really, really nice. Here we go. Here's the back. Welcome to my basement. I do not have a bathtub in this old house. So blocking my garments has been a bit of a trick because I haven't bought like a big bin or anything to do it in. I don't really have one handy. So what I'm gonna try today is getting my washing machine just filled up with water because it's not a high efficiency washer. It's just kind of an old school drum washer. I'm gonna set it on small load, fill it with water, and just leave the lid open and soak my sweater that way. And then I can clear off a table and lay it out to dry and be blocked. And I can give you guys an update tomorrow on the fit. We're gonna fold it up and pack it in a suitcase and take it to Ireland. I'm just thrilled.
Opening, closing, all in one day. Blue sky, then violent rain. Feeling the dirt shift, sensing the change. The dog has been shaken outside of a grave. Opening, closing, statements for phrase. Radio channels, curses or praise. News and instruction, limits for the pain. Bad conditions breaking everything. In this strange weather, a time to be alive. In capital letters, with no end in sight. Close together, just feels right. In this strange weather, strange weather. Opening, closing, both of these eyes. There's always a prophet, always a lie. A faraway poem, a fragment of light. Catching a ribbon, lost in the wind of my mind.
Okay, you guys, it's been about a week since I've last filmed about this sweater and blocked it and finished it and then packed up and took the red-eye flight to Ireland. So I am here in Limerick getting ready to go. I'm about to go have dinner with Bridget, who's hosting this retreat. And tomorrow we get to meet all of you who are attending. And so I'm going off of very little sleep, but I realized I really want to film about this before we get going into the retreat, and then I'm going to be wanting to filming. I want to show you guys the retreat and so many other things that have been going on. So I thought I'm just going to sit down with my 1 hour of sleep in the last, over 24 hours and show you guys this finished object. So this again is the Orchid Bloom Pullover by Sari Nordland. And I think it turned out just stunning. I'm very, very proud. I will put some footage in of wearing this. I wanted to go over some of the details of how I knit this one up. I shared a little bit about this before I blocked the sweater, but one of my main concerns was the sleeves, because there is a lace detail at the cuff of the sleeve, which is super gorgeous. Now, what happened was this in her pattern is you treat it with the same gauge as the cuff. So you're actually supposed to switch to your smaller needles at this point. Once you're done with the stockinette in the round down the sleeve, you would then go down a needle size and then start that lace work and then do the cuffs. I think this sweater, well, it certainly would have had a different look. Now, especially after blocking it, it has a very flouncy sleeve, and the sleeves are just a bit too long on me. But otherwise, I feel like I stuck really true to pattern, and I'm really proud of the way that it turned out. It is a bit warmer than I expected. When you hold these yarns separately, they feel so lightweight and lofty and like very, very airy and soft. I was surprised when I put it on just how warm it felt, and I don't know if that's because we had a heat wave in Illinois and it just felt like everything was hot, but I was just surprised at just how warm this sweater was as soon as I put it on. It does have a folded down and sewn collar, and I want to say this is the first time that I've actually followed through with doing that in a pattern. I've knit other patterns before that call for a folded collar like this, but for whatever reason, I just think the sweater would look better without it, or maybe I change it or something. But this is the first time that I did actually go ahead and lay that down. I folded it in half, and it does have a really nice finished look. And to me, it does have a very wintry look, especially with this like icy blue. So I'm looking forward. I think I'll get a lot of wear out of it this winter, really anytime I want to wear it, but I really see it in January and February. That's for us when it's just icy, crazy cold in Illinois. And I see myself feeling like this will be the perfect sweater for those times. And I'm also potentially wearing it here on this trip. That was sort of the idea. The way I'm going to be styling this one, and I knew when I saw the pattern, the way that I would want to wear it is tucked into some high-waisted trousers. I really like the look with this one tucked in. I think it really emphasizes, I don't know, it just looks a little more finished to me, and there's actually quite a few of my knits that I prefer that look. I prefer like the French tuck of just like tucking in the front into my pants, and that makes it a little bit more of a casual look. I really like that look. You know, it is something where I do feel like I could just throw my hair up in a ponytail and put on a really cute pair of more casual shoes, like some leather sneakers or something, and style it that way as well. I am really happy with the color. I think the color is so pretty. I'm glad I didn't do a white or a cream. Although that would have been gorgeous. If you're thinking about knitting this in a white or a cream, I think that would just be absolutely stunning. But I really wanted to see, it was an experiment to see what I would think in the end with it being this icy blue color. And I think it really, really works. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode and going on this journey of knitting an entire sweater. for this Ireland retreat, which I'm now on. It happened, it got done. So thank you for joining me on that journey. And I hope that you guys subscribe if you want to see what's coming up here in Ireland and other things that I'm knitting away on as I'm here and just finishing out the year with all sorts of love for this craft and really deepening into this craft. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.